Testing audio. Testing audio. Hello everyone and welcome back to RIZE Division 2 Racing League. We are here in France. As you can see, seems to be a bit of a sunny day here in the circuit Paul Ricard. No rain expected in this qualifying session just yet, which is good news for our drivers. And we have our first driver out of the pits, Count Dooku in the Red Bull. You can see we have a number of drivers who are making their way out of the pits as we speak. Count Dooku will be the first driver to set a lap in this session. You can see there is a number of drivers who are eager to get out on the track today. Count Dooku being the first one, and then it also looks like we have Starfish just behind in the Aston Martin. We have both Ferraris, Vinny Cousin and Namibian Boy. We have Ariat Storms in the McLaren. So it's just got just over half the grid at the moment out on track. And let's ride on board with Count Dooku as he looks to start his first flying lap of the session here in Q1. Full power on the throttle. Down in the 5th gear, you can see back on the power. A little bit on the curb. Attacks that corner really nicely as he makes his way through Sector 1 and into Sector 2. Coming on to the long straight here with the DRS. DRS is activated. So far this looks like a very clean lap, but where will it put him on the timing board? What we did see in our Division 1 race last night is actually that track limits. It's really hard to get right here in this track, so from a qualifying perspective this could be really interesting for our drivers. We may have a few drivers who might struggle to set lap times as they wrestle with the track limits. You can see there actually Count Dooku does go a bit wide and off track, but manages not to get the lap time invalidated. It's just hitting all the apexes on those corners really nicely. And the first time on the board, it's a 1:30.7. Let's go on board with the Ferrari of Namibian boy. Second lap time on the board. Just beats it, a 1:30.5. And his teammate Vinny Cousin is a 1:35.2. That is quite a bit off the pace. He'll need to go again if he wants any chance of securing a spot in Q2. DXT Viper 1:33.2 puts himself in 4th place at the moment, but we do have other drivers who are on flying laps. iZombie in the Alpine, one of them, comes into 4th place, just above DXT Viper 1:32.0. Very nice from that Alpine. You can see there's a number of drivers who have invalidated laps due to track limits. Let's go on board with I the Best Don't Mess on his out lap and ready to start his first flying lap of the session. Let's see what he can do in the Mercedes. His teammate is up in 5th place at the moment, a 1:33.2. Goes a bit wide into turn 1. It does look like his lap time is still invalidated, so he may have to go again if he wants to get a time on the board. And Starfish comes in with the 1:29.9 on the medium tire, just above Namibian boy on those soft tires. Starfish had an excellent performance last time out. Let's just have a reminder of what the standings are like in our Division 2. Space McLaren currently in 1st place with 121 points. Ferrari trailing just behind 112 points. Can absolutely make an impact in this race here today in France. If Ferrari get a strong race with a good haul of points, they could absolutely make an impact here, although R8 Storms and AMG Speeds, both very solid drivers in McLaren, and will absolutely want to keep McLaren in 1st place in the Constructors. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of battle we have going on here. Equally, Williams 3rd place at the moment, 106 points for Williams. Again, not far off Ferrari, and really not far off McLaren as well. Hans and Meke84 have both been putting on solid performances week on week. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys can do. As Vinny Cousin comes in with the 1:29.9 on the soft tires, just above Starfish on the medium tires. It also looks like Cas 420 still has an invalidated lap there. Still struggling with track limits. Dirty Chewbacca in the Red Bull on his out lap on the soft tires as he starts his first flying lap through Sector 1. Takes those first 2 corners quite nicely. Yeah, and while we are on board with Dirty Chewbacca, having a look at the Drivers' Championship at the moment, Hans in the Williams is currently in 1st place with 69 points. Namibian boy in the Ferrari just behind with 65 points. Also Cas 420, 55 points in 3rd place at the moment. Has had a solid couple of races, past few races in Division 2, and he'll look to keep that form up. R8 Storms 5 points behind Cas 420 in 4th place at the moment with 50 points, and Vinny Cousin just 3 points behind R8 Storms in his Ferrari in 5th place. What you do notice is that there is a really tight battle both between the drivers and also in the constructors as well. There is really a lot that can change in this championship. We are only into the 6th round. We have a hell of a lot more races to go. So a lot can change. Dirty Chewbacca comes round. First flying lap. And it's good enough for first. It is a 1:29.8. Looks like he has secured his spot in Q2. Excellent performance there. An excellent lap from Dirty Chewbacca. Was a reserve for Division 1 last night, so I dare say that practice serves him well for today's session. Very, very good. We go back on board with Kaz 420 coming round the end of Sector 3. This lap hasn't been invalidated, but what time is it? Is it good enough? 5th place at 1:30.5. Very respectable time from the AlphaTauri driver. Hypnotic Booch yet to set a time in this session for Alpine. We can see that track limits seem to be getting the better of him at the moment. It does look like his latest lap has been invalidated. We do have some time left to set a lap, so let's hope that he can get a lap before the session ends. SYM in the Haas also struggling with track limits. Invalidated lap there as well. But his teammate Acerp on a flying lap at the moment, and it has not been invalidated just yet, as he makes his way through Sector 1 really nicely. And that is a purple Sector 1 for Acerp in the Haas. Really, really nice from the Haas driver as he makes his way down the straight. DRS open into the chicane. Touching the apex of those corners really nicely. Through Sector 2, another straight here. And that is a purple Sector 2 for the Haas driver. He is on fire on this lap. Just one more sector, going a bit wide there. Holds it nicely. Lap time not invalidated. Final corner of the lap. Is it going to be 3 purple sectors for the Haas driver? Let's find out. Does look like he lost a bit of time there in that final sector. You can see he just went a bit wide, and that does put him in 6th place. Still a very strong lap time, but for a driver that had a purple Sector 1 and Sector 2 time, if he had have nailed that final sector, he could have been on to an absolute winner of a lap. So having a look at our drivers that are at risk at the moment is the top 15 that will progress through to Q2. Bucko does get a lap on the board there. It is a bit off the pace. It's a 1:38.3, and then it does look like Hypnotic Booch then straight after gets a lap on the board. It is good enough for 4th place. It's a 1:30.1. That does put Bucko at risk at the moment, just outside of what he needs to progress through to Q2. Another driver at risk is SYM in the Haas. His teammate does look set to progress through to sector Q2. At the moment, he will need to put in a strong lap if he wants to just join his teammate in Q2. Starfish has came through. You can see he's just went a bit wide there, SYM, and the lap time has been invalidated again. Yeah, Starfish came through with another really strong lap. on those medium tires. It's a 1:29.6. That bumps him up in the first place again. DXT Viper on his outlap as well. At the moment in 15th place. At the moment is safe, but equally at risk if Bucko or SYM decide to post a better lap time. And there is just over 3 minutes left on the clock at this stage. Drivers, a lot of our drivers in the pits at the moment, some of them may think that they don't need to come out just yet again. Quite comfortable that they've secured their place in Q2. Other drivers may want to consider coming out and getting another lap done just to make sure that they can get themselves into Q2. We go on board with DXT Viper, DRS on the long straight. He is going to want to improve his lap and secure himself a place in Q2. Let's see how it goes. And he has shaved a bit of time off his previous lap time, but it is not enough just yet to make a dent. But he is making his way through Sector 2. Let's see if he can shave any more time off that. And into Sector 3. Tricky one to get right there, but he manages those corners really nicely. Maybe slowed down a wee bit too much there. Let's see how he fares. Final corner. Back on the power again. DRS coming up. Giving it the beans. And he is up on his time, but he does have time to go again. Is he going straight into another flying lap? He does have a bit of ERS power. He has used about half of it. He's got 40% of his ERS left. Oh no! Just put his foot just too much on the throttle there. You can see the back end just gave up on him. He spun out and into the barrier. That's our first retirement of the session. DXT Viper will now progress through to Sector 2 or into Q2. His teammate at the moment, Die the Best Don't Mess, in 13th place. At the moment will progress through. SYM in the Haas still not setting a lap time. You can see he's just went through the barriers there, just shedded a load of polystyrene on the track there. Very ballsy move from the Haas driver. And it looks like he will finish the qualifying session with no lap time posted. Equally, Bucko in 16th place has an invalidated lap time there, so he does not look like he is going to be able to improve on that time. Looks like Mecha 84 in the Williams is on a flying lap at the moment. in 12th place, just below his teammate. I suppose he just wants to make sure that he is secure and progressing through to Q2. And Meke will remain in P12. That looks like it is the end of our Q1 session here in France. Stick with us as we go into Q2. And we are back in Q2 here at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France. All of our drivers are currently in the pits at the moment. Looks like we have our first driver out of the pits. It looks to be a McLaren. Is it AMG Speeds? Actually, I don't know if it is a McLaren. Sorry, it's a Ferrari. The Ferrari of Namibian boy, first driver out on track and on the soft tyres. As we know in Q2, tyre choice is a big thing, because the fastest lap time that you set on that tyre, or sorry, the fastest lap time that you set of the session, the tyre that you set that lap time on will be the tyre that you start the race on. And as you can see at the moment, all of our drivers have the soft tyres on, apart from AMG Speeds and Vinny Cousin, who have both opted for the medium tyres. In a Division 2 race last night, the majority of drivers opted for the soft tyres. Just 2 drivers opting for the medium tyres, so it looks like Division 2 is following suit at the moment. Namibian boy is well ahead of the pack. You can see there's a McLaren of AMG Speeds, who is now let the Williams ahead of him, and then he looks to have regained that position again. But you can see Namibian boy is well ahead of the rest of the drivers as he looks to start his first flying lap of the session on the soft tyres. And let's ride on board with the Ferrari as he does so. Turns 1 and 2 quite nicely there. Trying to maximise the space on track. You can see he's attacking the corners there really nicely as he makes his way through Sector 1 and into Sector 2. He goes, couple corners here before the straight with DRS. Braking down in the 3rd gear, back on the power, nice and easy. Back up the gears again. Another straight before the long right-hander. It's going a bit wide there, but doesn't look to have breached track limits, which is a good news. Again, a bit wide. Not a bad lap so far at all from the Namibian boy as he comes round final corner. You can see the Ferrari's back on the straight again. DRS is open. And what is the time that the rest of the drivers are going to be pushing for? It is a 1:30.4. Let's see. Right on board with AMG Speeds on the medium tyres. What time can he post on the medium tyres? DRS is open for the McLaren. It is a 1:31 dead. Hands in the Williams just crosses there. A 1:30.8. Let's go on board with our 8 Storms. Actually has decided to go into the pits. He's on the soft tyres. Is he opting for a change of tyres maybe? We shall find out. And the Red Bull of Dirty Chewbacca, 129.8 on the soft tyres. And his teammate Count Dooku, a 1:30.6. That's Red Bull 1 and 3 at the moment. Not bad at all for the Red Bull drivers. Although we do have a number of other drivers who are yet to set lap times. Mecha 84 on the soft tyres. Just about to cross the line. What time is it for the Williams driver? It's 7th place at the moment. It's a 1:31.9. Looks like we have a couple drivers again struggling with track limits. Starfish is on the mediums at the moment as he makes his way through Sector 2 in the Aston Martin. You can see the Red Bull getting out of the way off the racing line to allow that Aston Martin past. Just see how much speed the Aston Martin is carrying through that long right-hander. He's making his way through Sector 3. So far it's looking good for Starfish on those mediums. And into the final corner he goes. What time is it going to be? It's second place at the moment, a 1:30.1, although he does set the fastest time on the medium tires. As you can see, he looks like he is cutting his way through the track. Not bad at all. Serp on the soft tires, making his way through Sector 2 right now. No traffic ahead, so we can just give it the beans in the Haas. And into Sector 3 goes, taking those corners quite nicely. Just 2 more corners left. Gentle on the power. The RS open. And it's good enough for 5th place. At the moment it's a 1:30.5. Just pops himself just ahead of Count Dooku. And Hypnotic Butch currently in Sector 3. On the soft tires. He's got a Ferrari just behind him. Looks like AMG Speeds has retired from the session. And Hypnotic Butch into 3rd place. What a lap from the Alpine. Excellent, excellent lap from the Alpine there. You have to remember this is a home race for Alpine. And at the moment both drivers 3rd and 5th respectively. Could see both drivers in Q3. So yeah, it looks like we have our first retirement of the session. AMG Speeds has retired after setting a lap time that was good enough for 10th place. We do have the remaining drivers who have not set lap times just yet, so we're on board with either best don't mess in the Mercedes as he makes his way through Sector 1 into Sector 2. He's on a flying lap on the soft tires. Because of AMG Speed's retirement, R8 Storms, his teammate, is going to have to put in a performance here in Q2 if he wants to progress through to Q3. And really, with McLaren in the lead in the Constructors' Championship and Ferrari just hot on the tail of McLaren, they need to maximise the points that they get in this race. Otherwise, they could see their lead fall to Ferrari. So the best don't mess is coming through Sector 3 right now. Goes a bit wide, missing the apex there in that last corner. What sort of time can he put on the board? It is a 1:31.9. Unfortunately, that is the lowest and the slowest lap time of the session so far. He does have plenty of time to go again if he wants to improve it. And let's go on board with R8 Storms, the teammate of AMG Speeds, who has now retired from the session. It is all on R8 Storms to bring home a solid result in qualifying for McLaren. We know the higher up you qualify, the more likely you are to score more points in race day. So a strong qualifying position for this McLaren car could be crucial. And you can see we've had all drivers out on track and still only 2 drivers opting for the medium tyres. That's Starfish and currently R8 Storms. Cas 420, fastest lap of the session, a 1:29.2 on the soft tyres. Unbelievable. Great lap from him. And R8 Storms comes through. It's a 1:31.4. At the moment, he is in the relegation zone. It does mean that he won't progress through to Q3. There is a bit more time left on the clock. 3 minutes left. It will be tight, but I dare say it's possible for him to go into the pits, get a change of tyres if he wants to, and back out again. But is he going to do that or not? We'll find out. Vinny Cousin yet to set a lap time, and at the moment he has a purple sector 2. Really nice for that Ferrari driver as he makes his way through to sector 3. His teammate, the Namibian boy, in 5th place at the moment, looks to be safe and into Q3, the top 10 shootout. Can we see both Ferraris in that top 10 shootout fighting for pole position? We'll find out in a couple corners time. Really nice from the Ferrari driver, DRS open. And it's 4th place. He is above his teammate, who has dropped down to 6th. But I dare say that's good enough for Vinny Cousin. And we should see him make an appearance in Q3. Drivers at risk at the moment, R8 Storms, who looks to be setting another flying lap at the moment through sector 1. Again, one of the only drivers to opt for the medium tyres. Is he going to regret that choice, because all the other drivers have opted for the faster tyre and they seem to be making their way through to Q3. On the straight, DRS open for the McLaren driver. You can see the brakes roaring red as he makes his way through the chicane. And at the moment he is 4/10ths down on his previous time. As he makes his way into sector 3, he takes a spin. Oh! Contact with the barrier. It's not enough for a retirement, but he will have had some damage to that wing. You can see there is part of the front wing hanging off there. Unbelievable for R8 Storms, when he looked like he had shaved some time off his previous lap time. There is just 15 seconds left on the clock. He will not get a chance to go again, and it looks like we will lose both McLaren here in Q2. Also, Mecha 84 in the relegation zone at the moment, and also has an invalidated lap time, and looks like he will not join his teammate in Q3. That looks like to be the end of Q2. stick with us as we come through to the top 10 shootout here in the Circuit Paul Ricard. And let's see who will be on pole position for race day. And here we are back in Q3 in the Circuit Paul Ricard here in France. We have 10 drivers who are fighting for pole position for race day. And let's give you a bit of a reminder of who those drivers are. We have both Red Bull, Count Dooku and Dirty Chewbacca. We have both Ferrari, Namibian Boy and Vinny Cousin. As you can see, Namibian Boy does appear to be the first driver out on track. We have both of our Alpine drivers, Hypnotic Butch as a reserve for today, and iZombie. We have the Haas driver of Acerp, the AlphaTauri of Cast 420 who set the fastest lap of the previous session, Starfish in the Aston Martin, and Hans in the Williams. You can see we have drivers making their way out of the pits at the moment. Namibian Boy will look to set the first lap time of the session, and as a result this will be the lap time that the rest of our drivers will be aiming to beat to achieve that pole position. You can see actually, interestingly enough, Zombie has went out on the medium tyres. Not sure if that's on purpose or by accident, but if all the other drivers in the session are going out on the soft tyres, he will struggle to get a lap time that is high up in that top 10. If he really wants to fight for pole position, he will need to go out in those soft tyres to really try and maximise what he can do with that car. Let's go on board with the Mimian boy as he starts the first flying lap of the session. 3 turns, 1 and 2. And that first attempt is invalidated, which means that he will not be setting the first flying lap of the session. Let's go on board with Starfish, who was just behind the Ferrari driver. At the moment his lap is not invalidated. Goes a bit wide there. Makes his way through to sector 3. Long right-hander, hard on the tires, but he manages it quite nicely. Final 2 corners to go here. And it is a 128.8 for the Aston Martin driver. Count Dooku comes in behind with a 130.6. Zombie just behind on the medium tires, a 131.4. You can see he is quite a bit off the pace there. He will need to look for the soft tires if possible to heighten his chances of setting a comparable lap time. Dirty Chewbacca coming through on the soft tires, a 129.9, just above his teammate. We also have a couple other drivers who will be coming through here. Benny Cousin through sector 3. Final corner goes a bit wide, but luckily within track limits. And it's good enough for second place for the Ferrari driver, 129.8, just ahead of Dirty Chewbacca in the Red Bull. His teammate still struggling with track limits. Does look like he's about to go on another flying lap attempt. Let's see what he can do. Making his way through sector 1. And into sector 3 the Ferrari driver goes. His teammate is in P2 at the moment. Can the Mimbian boy join his teammate up in the top? Let's find out. Final corner. Let's see what he does. 4th place, a 130.2. Still a very respectable time. Acer, yet to set a lap time, has a purple first sector. purple first sector for the Haas driver as he makes his way through sector 2 on the long straight with DRS. And into sector 3 we go. Haas driver carrying a lot of power through that corner and a lot of speed through the corner. And it's just invalidated. Really, really unfortunate for the Haas driver. He was on an absolute flyer. A lot of potential there. CAS 420 coming through sector 2 in the AlphaTauri. Into sector 3 we go with the AlphaTauri driver, CAS 420. The only AlphaTauri in the session. Front brakes are roaring red. Final corner, DRS open. Unbelievable lap from CAS 420. It is a 1:29.5. That puts the AlphaTauri driver up in P2. Excellent lap. Looks like Acerp is still struggling with track limits, and Hypnotic Booch is in the pits at the moment. There is just 2 minutes left on the clock, so it does look like he's firing the engines up and getting ready to go, but there is not a lot of time for the Alpine driver to set a lap. Equally, iZombie has set a lap on the medium tires. Like I said, I didn't think that strategy would work for him, so he's out again on the soft tires, and he's starting. He has just crossed the lap there. That bumps him up to 5th place. It's a 1:30 dead. 5th place for the Alpine driver, not bad at all. Looks like we do have a number of drivers all going out off the pits to start their flying laps. As the fight for pole position continues, you can see Starfish is out as well, as he looks to protect his pole. And it looks like Vinny Cousin is looking to try and take that pole position off him. Oh, and that's just invalidated there. Will that invalidation carry through to the next lap? It does. It does, unfortunately, so unless he can get around the track in less than 50 seconds, and he spins out into the barrier. Unbelievable retirement from Vinny Cousin. Currently P4, but will not be able to do another lap to try and improve on that time whatsoever. Starfish, invalidated lap time, is bombing it down the track, trying to get to the checkered flag, or get to the start before the checkered flag, so that he can set another lap time. Equally, Acerp is chasing him down right through the barrier. Acerp has not set a lap time just yet, and he is rushing, and he does not make it. He does not get the opportunity to set a lap time. The only driver who is still able to is Dirty Chewbacca. Starfish will not get an attempt to improve his time, but Dirty Chewbacca will get an attempt to improve his. Will it be good enough to take pole position off Starfish? It's not. He goes into the pits, and it looks like Starfish will get pole position. Yet again, another strong performance from the Aston Martin driver. So how we line up as it stands. Hypnotic Boots, last lap ditch. He comes in 5th place. Alpine will start 5th and 6th. Cas 420, 3rd place. Strong performance from the AlphaTauri driver. That's how we'll start. Join us shortly for the race here in Circuit Paul Ricard. Hello and welcome back to Circuit Paul Ricard. You're watching RIZE Racing League Division 2. We are here in France and we are just about to get our race started. We will have a formation lap to start. Give the drivers an opportunity to warm up their tyres before we begin the race start. And you can see the predicted pit stop strategy. It is a one stop for those drivers who are starting on the medium tyres on to the hard tyres. But as I'm aware, we don't have a lot of drivers who are starting on the medium tyres. Well, it's 50-50 split. We have Starfish in the top 10, the only driver to start on the medium tyres. We have AMG Speeds on the medium tyres, and then from Mecha 84 right down to Ural Da on the medium tyres. Definitely a split of strategies at the moment. You can see as well it does look to be quite a dull day out there. The sun is not shining here in France. I'm not sure if there is a chance for rain in this session or not, but I'm sure our drivers will hope that there is not a chance for rain. You can see Starfish just weaving from side to side, carrying a lot of speed around those corners. He is looking to get as much heat into those tyres as possible to maximise his race start. Just speaking from personal experience, I was one of the only drivers in last night's Division 1 race to start on the medium tyres. And it is really, really tricky when you have the other drivers on soft tyres chasing you down. The soft tyres will heat up a lot quicker, will start working a lot quicker than those medium tires. So Starfish will absolutely have a challenge on his hands to make sure that he keeps first place in those opening laps. And you can see Starfish is making his way to the grid start. Last driver on the grid, his teammate Gerald Da, who had missed qualifying and as a result will start in P19. You can see he is taking his space at the back of the grid. And looks like all of our drivers are set. We are looking for 5 red lights. Looks like Race Control have forgot to start the lights. We're just going to have to wait a wee second and see what happens. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a bit of a chaotic start for our drivers. Dirty Chewbacca takes advantage of that. Into first place he goes. Let's have a look at where our position changes are happening. We can see a lot of drivers have lost and gained time as a result. Starfish in second place at the moment. We have 3 drivers with drive-through penalties. It is our top 3. Top 3 get away quite nicely there. Does look like there's a bit of a battle happening in the midfield. Count Dooku in the Red Bull just behind R8 Storms. We did say that the McLaren drivers needed to have a good session, and actually AMG Speeds has been disqualified from the session for parking in an unsafe location. It looks like he didn't get away on the grid start. Not exactly too sure what has happened there. And Cast 420 is going into the pits. Is he going in to serve his drive-through penalty? It looks like he is. Drive-through penalty means you go through the pits. You do not get any work done to your car. You do not stop. You just drive through and back out again. Loses a lot of time there and comes out in 16th place. We go on board with Starfish again. He is keeping Dirty Chewbacca honest after Dirty Chewbacca got a good start. Well, Starfish is fighting back. He's got the inside line coming into the chicane here. Breaks a bit late and gets the jump on the Red Bull driver. Although the Red Bull driver is making a fight back. Remember, he is on the soft tires, the faster tire choice. He is side by side with the Aston Martin. And he goes a bit wide to ensure... Oh! Starfish is spun out. Oh! Contact between the 2 Aston Martin drivers. That was completely idiotic by Starfish. Why did he decide to rejoin the track whenever there was oncoming cars? And we have a Ferrari Namimbian boy who makes contact as well. That is really, really unfortunate for the Ferrari driver, who was just a bystander to Starfish, who just rejoined the track completely unsafely there. We do have a safety car as a result of that chaos, and we have a number of drivers who are making their ways into the pits. Dirty Chewbacca, our front runner in P1 at the moment, does not decide to go into the pits, and he will catch the safety car. And you can see a number of drivers are catching a safety car. We do have a number of drivers who are just a bit off it, but the safety car will be with us for another few laps yet. We have 4 retirees at the moment: Gerald Da, Namimbian boy, Starfish, and AMG Speeds. We're left with 15 drivers. Dirty Chewbacca up into first place as it stands. Vinny Cousin up 2 places. R8 Storms up 9 places, and SYM in the Haas up 12 places. Safety car will be with us for another lap at least. And we have the safety car for another lap. I imagine that the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. There we have it. Safety car is in as Hypnotic Boot spins out under safety car. Dirty Chewbacca gets away quite nicely there. Vinny Cousin hot on the tail of Dirty Chewbacca. His teammate has retired. Equally, R8 Storm's teammate has retired. We know that in the Constructors' Championship there is a big fight going on at the moment between McLaren and Ferrari, so these drivers need to be on top form and maximising the points that they can get in this race. DXT Viper is hot on the tail of CAS 420. iZombie looking to make a move on Dooku. Backside a little bit there just to avoid some contact. And it looks like R8 Storms gets the move done on Vinny Cousin, who has now jumped into first place, and Dirty Chewbacca down into third. And we have another safety car because SYM in the Haas has retired. Safety car will be out again. Vinny Cousin and Dirty Chewbacca jump into the pits, as well as R8 Storms. Our front runners in the race today have all decided to jump into the pits. All drivers on soft tyres. Looks like we have Dirty Chewbacca opting for the medium tyres. Vinny Cousin is opting for the hard tyres, so we have a change of strategies there. And the R8 Storms, we can't see what he's opted for some reason. You can see the losses and the gains so far in this race is really dramatic. Count Dooku up 7 places and currently in the hot seat in P1. iZombie up 4 places into P2, and DXT Viper up 12 places into P3. We also know that a number of drivers have also pitted. DXT Viper yet to pit, the only driver yet to pit. We also have drivers who have made a number of stops. Hans, CAS 420, Acerp and Boscombe Boy, all 2 stops so far. The safety car will bunch all of our drivers up again, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare once the safety car goes in. In terms of penalties, we have Count Dooku with a 5-second time penalty, Hans with 10 seconds, Dirty Chewbacca, he has to serve his drive-through time penalty, which will massively impact his running in the race, and Boscombe Boy also has a 3-second time penalty. Safety car with us for one more lap. Let's see how we go. Just a reminder of the tyres that our drivers are on. We do have confirmation from race control. Safety car will be in this lap. Count Dooku, iZombie and Hans all on the medium tyres with similar sort of life on them. Mecha 84 hard tyres, 6 laps. Vinny Cousin on fresh hard tyres just behind the Williams driver. We do have drivers who have opted for different sort of tyre choices, but you can see that they're all relatively fresh. Count Dooku will be controlling the pace of the drivers as we make our way through Sector 3, and he will determine the pace before we cross the line. To start a new lap, drivers will not be able to overtake until he crosses that line. And Count Dooku leads the drivers away in first place still. Yellow flag, what is going on here? R8 Storms spun out. I'm not sure if there was contact or what happened, but really unfortunate for the McLaren driver there. All our drivers are really bunched up at the minute. I can't really see who is having the closest fight at this stage. Looks like Bucko has overtook Mecha there. Oh, he spins out. Really unfortunate. iZombie just 0.3 seconds off Count Dooku. Count Dooku does have penalties. iZombie does not. To confirm what those penalties are, we have 8 seconds of penalties for Count Dooku. DRS is not available just yet. You can see that iZombie is utilising some of his ERS as he sets the fastest lap, and Vinny Cousin comes in to set the fastest lap, and then Hypnotic Butch. These fresh tyres are working for the drivers. Look at this from iZombie, right past the Red Bull. Oh, side by side, and Red Bull keeps the position. This is tight between these two front runners. iZombie still hot on the tails of Count Dooku. Will get a bit of a slipstream coming down the straight, but he is not close enough yet to make a move. You can see he is gaining. He goes on the outside. He squeezes that Red Bull and manages to get past. The Red Bull is fighting back though. They are side by side, and the Williams of Hans is getting interested as well. These drivers are pushing it to the limit. Alpine of iZombie is still ahead with the Red Bull of Count Dooku just narrowly behind. Hans is putting Count Dooku under pressure at the minute, but he is also equally under pressure from Vinny Cousin. Oh, Vinny Cousin spins out just as he's racing with Hans there. Luckily there's no damage, or is there? I'm not sure. He's going into the pits. He might have damage to his front wing. Really unfortunate for Vinny Cousin. Our front runners in the constructors aren't having much luck. Although Hans Williams are currently in third place. If he can pull off a good result here, Williams could see themselves progressing up the Constructors' Championship. Oh, Hans! What happened? Spin out into the barriers, contact there. That is not good news from Williams. His teammate does pass by there. The fight with iZombie and Count Dooku continues. iZombie still has the lead, but Count Dooku is absolutely putting that Alpine under some severe pressure. Hypnotic Butch is getting interested in this fight as well. We have two Alpines and a Red Bull in an Alpine sandwich. We did talk about how this is the Alpine home race, so they need a good result. Well, as it stands at the moment, this is a good result. It is a double Alpine podium. But we have half the race left to go. Can these drivers keep this current form? Or what more drama does this race have to offer? With 14 drivers just left. DRS is now available, and you can see the Red Bull is utilising DRS on this straight. Moves over to the side to try and get an overtake done on iZombie. Side by side into the chicane. Red Bull is ahead, and iZombie spins out. He's dropping down the ranks into 5th place. It is now up to his teammate Hypnotic Butch to bring the fight to Count Dooku. Really unfortunate for iZombie there. And Kaz 420 is getting interested in this fight in the front runners as well. Looks like Kaz is making a move on the Alpine. They are side by side, and the AlphaTauri is ahead of that Alpine. We'll have DRS on the Red Bull. Kaz 420 is on fire at the moment. Unbelievable. He was brilliant in qualifying, and he is carrying this form through to the race. Looks like we have a Haas who's gone completely wide there. That was Acerp, and he gets a 3-second time penalty for doing so. This will be an interesting battle as we go on to the straight here. Looks like we will have a bit of a DRS train. Count Dooku does not get DRS, but Hypnotic Butch does. The Alpine ahead of the Red Bull coming into the chicane. Fares a lot better than his teammate, who unfortunately spun out in that exact same place. His teammate is still in 5th place at the moment. Still plenty of time to make his way up the leaderboard again. A lot of drivers have started to branch out. This is really the closest battle that we have at this stage. Looks like we've got a yellow flag. Bucko has retired from the session. And we have another safety car out. It is our 3rd safety car of the session, where we see drivers coming into the pits. I think we're seeing a lot of drivers coming into the pits. Hypnotic Butch, Count Dooku, Acerp, and iZombie. iZombie, after that unfortunate incident, this is what he needs. The safety car will bunch this pack up together and give him an opportunity to get back in the fight and really bring the fight to those front runners. Kaz 420, you can see, has caught the safety car, is on medium tires, has not opted for a pit stop just yet. What tires is he on? He is on 7-lap old medium tires. Hypnotic Butch in 2nd place at the moment on fresh hard tires. Kaz is really going to be struggling on those medium tires, 7 laps old. The tire wear here in France is quite high, so even though they're 7 laps old, actually the tire deg on them might not be great, so Hypnotic Boots could be at an advantage here to really push for P1. While we have the safety car out, just a bit of a reminder of where our drivers have made some gains and losses. Kaz 420 up 2 places into first. Hypnotic Boots up 3 places into second. Acerb in the Haas up 7 places. Brilliant performance so far. Does have some penalties at the moment, and to confirm what those penalties are, just a 3-second time penalty. There is still an opportunity for Acerb to do something in this race. Count Dooku up 4 places into fourth. Nice job for the Red Bull. You can see Kaz 420, as I explained there, does go into the pits for some fresh tyres. I imagine he'll go for the hard tyres to last him to the end of the race. The problem is that the majority of our drivers have caught up with the safety car, and Kaz 420 has spent a lap behind the safety car, which means that he is not going to get the full advantage of pitting under safety car conditions, because you can see a lot of the drivers have flew right past him there. That brings him right down to 8th place. He has opted for the medium tyres, interestingly enough. Will those mediums last until the end of the race? They could, but I imagine the grip on those tyres is not going to be an awful lot by the end of the race. That means that Hypnotic Boots slides into first place at the moment in the Alpine on fresh, hard tyres. What can Hypnotic Boots do from here? Both Mercedes drivers are in 12th and 13th at the moment. Not the best results so far, but the positive is they do have both of their drivers in the running, both of the drivers in contention for points, and that absolutely counts towards something in the constructor standings. As it stands at the moment, our top 3 constructors don't seem to be doing the best at the moment. Vinnie Cousin in 4th place. As it stands, if he can get up the ranks a little bit there, Ferrari could be in a very nice position to overtake McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. We do have a number of laps left, so anything can change. And we have the safety car coming in this lap. Race Control have confirmed it. And Hypnotic Boots is getting ready to go again. Little drift around the final corner there, and he is away. Acerb just 0.2 seconds behind, keeping him honest, but Hypnotic Boots maintains the lead through the first couple of corners. Really nice. Oh, Acerb. Oh, he gets the inside line there, but he is on the outside. And back into the inside again. Acerb looks to have made the move on Hypnotic Boots and is now up into first place. Count Dooku just behind Hypnotic on medium tyres. Both Count Dooku and Acerb are both on the medium tyres, while Hypnotic has opted for the hard tyres, so he is on the slower tyre choice, but the tyre that will go the longest, so it could be a long-term advantage for Hypnotic if he plays the long game here. Vinnie Cousin joining the fight here with the top 3. He is eyeing up a podium at the moment on those medium tyres. And we also have iZombie joining that fight as well. And Vinny Cousin gets the power back on in that Ferrari. Can he do anything with the prancing horses in that engine? He backs off a little bit there, just a bit early, to avoid any contact with the Red Bull. Back on the power. He is right on that Red Bull. And he goes wide. Not sure exactly what happened there, but he manages to avoid contact. Count Dooku spinning his wheels there, losing a bit of traction. Manages to keep the car on track. Vinny Cousin just 0.4 seconds off. The Alpine of iZombie getting interested in this fight as well. The best don't mess. Right beside Hans. Oh, he tries for a move. Oh, I think he just clipped Hans and causes him to spin a little bit there. Oh, really, really unfortunate for Hans there. Back to this fight with our front runners. Vinny Cousin 0.4 seconds off Count Dooku. Something that will play really into Vinny's hands here is that he has no time penalties at this stage. He does not have the pressure of trying to create a bigger gap, which is what Count Dooku will need to do. He will need to try and extend the gap beyond the time penalties that he has incurred if he wishes to keep that position, and he has caught another 3-second time penalty to add to his tally there. And let's ride on board with Hypnotic Butch as we come up to the DRS zone. Will he get DRS? I believe he will. Acerp will not. Looks like he's a bit far off to get an overtake done. Maybe he can try and close that gap. Equally, Vinny Cousin gets DRS on Count Dooku, but again, just a bit too far off. Kaz 420 just behind iZombie. Hypnotic is putting some serious pressure under that Haas. And actually he's running a really controlled race at the moment. He's not being too overly aggressive, he's just playing it exactly as he needs to play it. It looks like iZombie has had another spin or something's happened, but he is dropping down the ranks right now. Hypnotic Butch has DRS. Acerp does not. Acerp moves over to defend. And he defends nicely, keeps his position. The Alpine is putting pressure on him. Almost has a moment there, but keeps it on track. And you can see Vinny Cousin now unfortunately gets that time penalty. He is not in the same favourable position as he once was, but he is still very close to Count Dooku and can really put some pressure on him here. He's going to get DRS, but equally Count Dooku does as well. You can just see the battle that's going on between these drivers. It is relentless. They're giving it stacks. And Vinny Cousin gets the move on Count Dooku. And that bumps him up into the podium places. Vinny Cousin up into P3. Looks like Hypnotic Butch tries to go for a move on the inside. They're side by side, but the Alpine is now on the outside and the Haas swoops right in to defend. He's trying for another move. Again, he is going to be on the outside there. Wheel to wheel right now. Hypnotic Butch will get DRS. Again, and again, overtake done. Not just yet, I don't think. He is getting closer and closer. Oh no! Hypnotic boot has went off. Not sure what happened there, but that was really, really unfortunate. Luckily, it's not a retirement for the Alpine driver. Kaz 420 up to 4th place at the moment, just behind Count Dooku, who is just behind Vinny Cousin. Vinny Cousin moves to defend. And now he has to bring the fight to the Haas of Acerp. Count Dooku goes wide. And Kaz 420 looks to take advantage of that. Look at this. Oh! Count Dooku just squeezes him off the track there. Let's go on board with Vinny Cousin as we come up to straight here. He's going to get DRS. Is it close enough to get an overtake done? Looks like we have another yellow flag. It looks like it is for the Williams of Hans, I think it was. This fight in the top 3, top 4 places is just relentless at the moment. These drivers are not given an inch as they fight for those podium places. Vinny Cousin is gaining rapidly on the Haas. Acerp is moving, trying to defend, but Vinny Cousin is just too quick. Oh! Oh! He gets spun off! Oh no, from Vinny Cousin, really, really unfortunate. He drops down to 5th. Kaz 420 is now up into 2nd. I'm not sure what happened, if there was contact between Kaz 420 and Vinny Cousin, or if Vinny Cousin just lost it. Really, really unfortunate, but Acerp is up in the 1st place still. Kaz 420 just 0.5 seconds off. Hypnotic Butch is putting pressure under R8 Storms. And Meke is gaining on iZombie. And Kaz 420 does get a move on Acerp. Acerp is keeping the pressure on. These drivers make their way through to Sector 2. There will be a DRS zone there. Acerp goes a bit wide. DRS for Acerp. Looks like he's got the move. Those drivers are side by side, just unbelievable racing there from both drivers. Oh no! Kaz 420 looks like he's fell victim in that chicane as well. These drivers are just, they're battling so hard and so close, and I think just the tiniest bit of contact just causes those drivers to spin out. It's good news for Red Bull. Both Red Bull in 2nd and 3rd currently. They do have some penalties. 14 and 9 seconds worth of penalties. Acerp just 3 seconds. Kaz 420 just 3 seconds as well. So those Red Bull drivers are going to have to gain a pretty substantial lead if they want to keep those positions. It's not impossible, but very, very difficult thing to do. And the Red Bull drivers swap team orders maybe. Hypnotic Boots is still bringing the fight to R8 Storms, but R8 Storms is holding him off quite nicely. Some great defending there. Kaz 420 gets DRS. He is a good bit behind the Red Bull driver, so it's unlikely we'll see an overtake at this stage. But you can see he has gained quite a lot of time there. Looks like he's trying to move on the inside. They are side by side. The Red Bull has got the inside line, but the AlphaTauri keeps going for the outside. It looks like there was contact there between the AlphaTauri. Oh God! Contact! Why would the Red... Oh no! Unbelievable. Looks like both of those Alpine drivers got caught up in that. There was a DNF between Hypnotic Booch and Count Dooku, who joined the track unsafely there. That's the second unsafe re-entry to a track we have had in this session. Really, really unfortunate. iZombie, I believe, is seeing some wing damage as well. He's going to have to go into the pits and get a new wing. Really, really unfortunate. You can see he's missing his front wing there. And we do have another safety car with just 3 laps left. So as it stands at the moment, Acerp in the Haas up 9 places. He has caught the safety car and he is currently in P1. Not a lot of laps left to go, and I imagine we'll see 1 or 2 under the safety car. So as long as he can hold his nerve for a few more laps, we could see the Haas driver win this race. Dirty Chewbacca in second currently, with Kaz 420 in third, Vinny Cousin in fourth. We have just 11 drivers running. This is going to be an interesting restart from the safety car. And we'll have the safety car for 1 more lap. You can see those drivers are weaving left and right, keeping the heat and temperature in those tyres. Let's have a chat about our tyres at the moment. You can see we've got a mixture of different tyres. Acerp on the medium tyres for 11 laps. Those medium tyres are going to be feeling it right now. Dirty Chewbacca 11 laps on the hard tyre. So I dare say he's got a bit more life in his tyre. Kaz 420 and Vinny Cousin both 14 laps on the medium tyre, so again they're going to be feeling it. R8 Storms has jumped into the pits for a fresh set of soft tyres. That puts him in 6th place, but just with a couple laps left, could he do something on those soft tyres? He's going to have a serious tyre advantage in comparison to his competitors just above him. So can he get a couple of really quick overtakes done in the final stages of this race? You can see Mecha84 has opted for the soft tyres. I the Best Don't Mess has jumped in for fresh mediums. DXT Viper on the softs, Zombie on fresh mediums, and Boscombe Boy will keep his medium tyres, 9 laps old. We can see safety car is in this lap. We have had the confirmation from race control. This is going to be an exciting last couple laps. And we know that a lot of our drivers have had a number of penalties, so how this order is at the moment, the order may change as drivers cross the line, but Serp is leading the pack away. He does not have full power, but now he does as he makes his way across the line. He's under pressure from Dirty Chewbacca, but he keeps first place for now. Looks like we have a yellow flag in sector 1. I the best don't mess drops down to the bottom. Not sure what has happened there. The Williams drivers 6th and 7th at the moment. Very, very nice position for those Williams drivers. Vinny Cousin is under pressure from R8 Storms, who's on fresh soft tyres. We talked about those fresh soft tyres and how they could play an advantage for R8 Storms in the final stages of the race. Vinny Cousin is looking to get a move on Cas 420. They are side by side, and Vinny Cousin goes ahead into the chicane. The Ferrari is ahead of the AlphaTauri, who is under pressure from R8 Storms on fresh soft tyres. Looks like the McLaren gets himself ahead of the AlphaTauri into 4th place. Cas 420 dropping down the pecking order. There's nothing you can do whenever you're up against a competitor on fresh, soft tyres. Vinny Cousin is defending off R8 Storms, who is on the fresher tyres at this stage. He will be under immense pressure as we go onto this straight. Serp is holding his nerve quite nicely. We are on the final lap of the race. Can he keep his position here? As we make our way down the straight, the Red Bull will not have DRS, but it does look like he is gaining on the slipstream. But Serp keeps the lead for now. The Haas driver has drove a fantastic race so far. Great performance. He's just got the final sector to go through before he locks in that race win. It will be his first race win here in RIZE Racing League. Here we go. He looks like he's crossing the final corner. He goes a bit wide there, but he still remains ahead. And the Haas driver, Serp, looks like he wins. He does. You can see the drivers are crossing the line. Vinny Cousin bumps himself up into 2nd place. Cas 420 3rd. Mech 84 4th. R8 Storms 5th. What an action-packed race that was. Some really great driving and some really questionable driving. That's another round over, and we will be back next week as we go to Austria, the Red Bull Ring.